Breaking news! The atmosphere is electric behind the scenes at the Philadelphia Eagles, and I have some crucial updates to share with all of you. We all know that the Eagles are laser focused on making it back to the Super Bowl, and for that to happen, Nick Sirianni is going to need a top-tier roster. I'm about to break it all down for you, but before we move forward, make sure you smash that like button, but only if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan. If possible, drop a comment saying, "Go Eagles! We can make it to the Super Bowl." The recent developments surrounding the Tush Push have once again placed the Philadelphia Eagles at the center of one of the biggest conversations in the NFL. For months, the speculation was rampant that the NFL would ban the Tush Push, or as we affectionately know it, the brotherly shove. All the prominent insiders, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Diana Rossini, were confidently predicting that this play's days were numbered. Yet, in a stunning turn of events, despite Commissioner Roger Goodell's relentless efforts to persuade owners to outlaw the play, the vote to ban it fell short. The proposal pushed by the Green Bay Packers got more traction than before, climbing from a 16-16 split to 22-10 in favor of banning. But it still wasn't enough. And let me just say, shout out to the 10 teams that stood their ground and refused to let innovation be penalized. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles were among them, alongside the Ravens, Browns, Lions, Jaguars, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, Jets, and Titans. These organizations recognize that just because the Eagles have perfected the play with a combination of elite offensive line talent and a uniquely powerful quarterback in Jalen Hurts, it doesn't mean that the play should be eliminated from the game. If other teams can't execute it with the same efficiency, that's on them. Jalen Hurts himself is a crucial component of why this play works so well. His remarkable lower body strength, yes, the man can squat 600 pounds, is paired with a more compact frame that allows him to get lower than most defenders and achieve superior leverage. Contrast that with someone like Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, who's taller at 6 feet 5 inches and lacks that same low-to-the-ground power. We saw this on full display in the AFC Championship game where the Bills attempted to play 4 times but were stopped cold by the Chiefs each time. It underscores what we already know. This play isn't about schematics alone. It's about personnel, preparation, and precision, all of which the Eagles possess in abundance. The Eagles have poured countless hours of practice, detail, and coaching into mastering this play. It's become a symbol of their strategic excellence and one of the key reasons for their sustained success. Owner Jeffrey Lurie was vocal in his defense of the Tush Push, arguing that it is not only a legal and strategic advantage but also one of the safest plays in football. And the data backs him up. Internal NFL studies have revealed no injuries resulting from this play. In fact, Lurie called it the safest play in all of football. And it makes sense. The quarterback is shielded by multiple bodies, minimizing exposure to the hits that traditional quarterback sneaks entail. But let's also talk about the petty side of this whole debate. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers posted a video boasting about how they could stop the Tush Push, captioned "How to Stop the Tush Push." But let's not forget, they were among the teams that voted to ban it. How can you flex about stopping a play that you also wanted eliminated from the game? That contradiction wasn't lost on many, and it certainly didn't go unnoticed in Eagles Nation. Now, let's address the role of Jason Kelce in all of this. Colin Cowherd made an interesting point, speculating that Kelce's presence and advocacy may have been the key factor that swayed some undecided owners. And honestly, I think he's right. Jason Kelce, a beloved figure not only in Philadelphia but across the NFL, is an articulate, commanding presence. His leadership has always been central to the Eagles' locker room, and it appears his persuasive abilities extended into the boardrooms of NFL owners as well. According to reports, Kelce made it clear that if he could run the play 60 times a game, he'd come out of retirement. He also highlighted the complexity and nuances involved in executing the play from an offensive line perspective, demonstrating that it's far from a brute force gimmick. It's a sophisticated, highly refined strategy. Cowherd even remarked that Kelce essentially pushed the proposal over the goal line, ensuring its survival. That's a powerful image and speaks to Kelce's enduring influence in the league, even after announcing his retirement. The legend of Jason Kelce continues to grow, and this episode adds another chapter to his already storied career. Of course, critics like Cowherd also bring up the argument that the play is dangerous and ugly, claiming it undermines the entertainment value of the NFL, likening the league to a television show that should prioritize both spectacle and safety. But again, let's look at the facts. The NFL's own studies indicate that the play is safe. It may look chaotic with linemen diving low and leveraging their body weight, but that's football at its core: strength, technique, and precision. If anything, this play is a celebration of all those elements. Watching linemen utilize the immense power they cultivate in the weight room to literally move mountains on the field is a testament to the sport's physical and strategic beauty. And if we're going to talk about entertainment value, the Tush Push might be one of the most captivating moments in any Eagles game moving forward. Every time the Eagles line up for it, you can bet that everyone in Lincoln Financial Field will be on their feet. Broadcasters will ramp up their commentary, and fans at home will be glued to their screens. It's not just a play, it's an event. It's a moment of drama that epitomizes what the NFL is all about. The proposal to ban it being struck down has only amplified the spectacle. Speaking of dramatic narratives, we also have to touch on the quarterback tier rankings from Pro Football Focus that were discussed in this same conversation. Jalen Hurts lands at number 5, making him, by their definition, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. That's a big statement, placing him in the second tier behind only Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. And let's be honest, he deserves it. Hurts has led the Eagles to significant success, been in the MVP conversation, and performed at an elite level in the biggest games. However, as always, there's controversy. Chris Sims stirred the pot by suggesting that C.J. Stroud should rank above Hurts, claiming there's been a bit of revisionist history when it comes to the Eagles' passing game. Sims argued that despite Hurts' Super Bowl win and success, the passing attack was the team's Achilles heel, pointing out that even A.J. Brown publicly questioned the offense's air attack. But this is where context matters, something often missing from these debates. The Eagles' offense was heavily focused on their dominant ground game last season, led by none other than Saquon Barkley, who had one of the greatest single seasons in NFL history. When you're leading the league in rushing and funneling the offense through that approach, naturally, the passing numbers may take a slight dip. Yet Hurts still led clutch drives, A.J. Brown still eclipsed 1,000 yards despite missing multiple games, DeVonta Smith remained a consistent threat, and Dallas Goedert produced despite his own injury setbacks. So now, I have to ask you, the fans, what do you think about this entire situation? Should the Eagles continue to build their offensive identity around the Tush Push, or will defenses finally catch up and figure out a way to stop it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And speaking of defenses figuring it out, that remains one of the most intriguing questions heading into the new season. Despite the endless debates, statistics, and social media noise, the reality is simple. The Philadelphia Eagles have made the Tush Push their signature play, and there's a very real psychological advantage that comes with it. Every time the Eagles line up for that short yardage situation, defenses know what's coming, but stopping it is a completely different story. The pressure this puts on opposing defensive coordinators is immense. They can spend hours dissecting film, tweaking alignments, and drilling specific techniques, but replicating the sheer force and precision the Eagles bring to this play is nearly impossible. You're not just game planning against a scheme, you're game planning against Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, and Landon Dickerson, all elite-level linemen who have mastered their roles in this formation. And of course, Jalen Hurts, the linchpin of it all, whose strength and leverage mechanics are virtually unmatched at the quarterback position. The lingering impact of Jason Kelce's departure can't be overstated either. While his influence in keeping the play legal is already cemented in NFL history, his retirement means the Eagles will face the challenge of maintaining that same level of efficiency without their legendary center. The leadership and technical expertise Kelce brought to this play was invaluable. He wasn't just a physical force but a cerebral